What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time to have a little discussion about some Mancera fragrances. With it being warmer weather, I felt we would talk about 5 of my personal favorites for when it starts to get a lot hotter outside. Yeah, we're still in full effect in spring in a lot of places, but it's straight up like summertime weather in some places here in the States. And these are really good for that. While not all of them are mega tropical beachy, they're just really good, versatile, and fresh for those warmer days. And I think I've got some excellent choices here. It's 5 quick ones for us to discuss, so stay tuned. Starting with one that I find to be fruity fresh, not overly sweet, a hint of floral, but nice and woodsy. That's the thing. The cedar wood here really stands out. It's not over the top sharp, but it's a very woody dominant base with all of this, juicy fruit, but not sweet freshness. It's Melody of the Sun. Does not get enough love. This is like signature scent level fresh fragrance. This is something you could just wear all the time and you'll get a lot of joy out of it. There's pear, there's, I believe, some grapefruit and lemon. A little bit of blackcurrant gives it this touch of tart, just a little bit of lip-smacking puckerness. Again, the fruitiness, it's due to that pear note, because you get this fruity fresh smell without it being just like super sweet, like an apple or pineapple note or something along those lines. Again, the cedar wood, it's a little hint of tea and some white florals that really don't dominate the profile, but do give it a little bit of depth to where it's not just a basic citrus woody fragrance. This has, pretty good level of character. It's interesting for being a fresh woody fragrance without being overly complicated or smelling serious or too niche in any way. Just an easy to wear, day by day, warm weather fragrance that if you live in a warmer climate or you like the fresher stuff, you can definitely wear this one year round. And of course, as with Mancera, 8+ hours in longevity. Very noticeable projection, not quite a monster performer, but definitely above average across the board. One that's worth checking out that doesn't really get its flowers, Melody of the Sun. One of the newest releases from Mancera last year. This is the only Mancera I've ever paid full retail and bought from overseas right when it launched before it even got to, North America, because I wanted it so badly. And I don't make it a habit to do that because most of the time you can wait till they hit the States and get them for around $100 when they're fresh releases, and then usually they get a little bit cheaper, $70, $80, $90 range. But this one's pine green, super salty aquatic. This is Cinque Terre. There's a little bit of fig leaf here. It's definitely got some woodiness to it, a little hint of leather amber according to dry down from some labdanum that kind of takes over, much later in the fragrance. But it is very saltwater heavy and pine green. That's the thing. Pine needles really stand out in this fragrance. Now, this one of the 5 here is the monster. This, for being an aquatic fragrance, is definitely crazy strong. But it's so good. That juicy citrus at the top, pine needles. Like I said, a little hint of fig. Add a little bit of juiciness to it, a little bitter as well. And plenty of sea salt. This is sea salt heavy marine accord. Man, what a great fragrance. A green aquatic is basically how you can look at this one. Screams summertime because of that heavy saltwater marine feel, but the other elements that give it a little bit of depth make it great for the springtime, early fall, still if you're in the warmer climates. Again, this is more about warm weather, specifically hot weather, not just a particular season, because depending on where you live, like if you're in the Gulf states, three of the seasons are all pretty damn warm. They're basically variations of summer, right? And even your winter is more like a fall or a spring. Totally get it. That's what I've grown up around. So definitely worth checking out. Not the easiest to find here in the States yet, but if you can find it, it's totally worth checking out. If I can find it linked below, I'll definitely link it below for you guys. But it's totally worth checking out if you want a kind of a twist on an aquatic. Check out Cinque Terre. One of Mancera's freshest fragrances. It kind of reminds me of a niche twist on Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue without smelling exactly like it, but it's freshwater aquatic, breezy, aeronozonic, a lot of citrus at the top. It's a very clean, musky smell It is Soleil, Ditaly, however you pronounce it correctly. You have a nice woody base to it. Like I said, the ambergris gives it a nice musky, slightly aquatic feel with the aquatic notes that it has in the heart. So good. This is to me their freshest fragrance that still manages to linger for every bit of 8 hours in longevity. Not necessarily a less is more fragrance. You can dial the sprays up a bit, but I don't know, it's kind of a catch-22 because it can be overwhelming if you spray too much, but if you want less is more, just spray less. Never gets old smelling this one, I gotta say. Definitely on a very hot day, this is probably the best of the bunch because it's the breeziest, the most light and airy. And when I say light and airy, I don't mean weak. I just mean it's a lighter profile. It very, again, airy's the word. Ozonic is another very fitting word. It's got a breeziness to it, like a passerby in the wind. It doesn't come across heavy or too dense. It's not a thick aroma. It's just bright and uplifting. Again, freshwater, aquatic, not a real salty, heavy fragrance with some citruses, a nice hit of woods that doesn't offer too much creaminess. This is good stuff. Like I said, in the realm of a light blue without like that pepper smokiness. There's pepper and incense in light blue, but take some of the other elements about it, and I kind of get a similarity to it. It doesn't smell the same, but I get the same feeling when I wear something like this. And anybody that knows my taste, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is an all-time Mount Rushmore great in my life. So definitely worth checking out. This is one of their absolute best. If we were ranking this would probably be number one for the best for hot weather from Mancera. It's Soleil d'Italie. A lesser appreciated gem for those of you that like citruses and fruits galore, but still want a light, fresh wear. Clean musk, very soft woody tone here. Absolutely stunning fragrance that gets no love. Been around a long time. Wild fruits from Mancera. There's peach, black currant, different citruses. I believe there's some apple as well. You get a little bit of sweet, you get some juiciness, you get some wateriness, you get freshness, you get all of it, really. It just smells amazing. Clean musk, soft cedar, not a sharp cedar, just a little soft woody cedar tone here. Give it a little touch of woods in the backdrop. Not as much woodiness as something like a Strapoise. I kind of relate this to like the freshest twist on Strapoise, even though this came out before Strapoise. I think it's the black currant and lemon and stuff like that that kind of relate the fruity citrus smell to it. It's not as sharp of a lemon. Again, this is a very, very fresh light fragrance, not quite as light as something like Soleil d'Italie, but overall, one of the best fruit citrus forward fragrances that isn't just over the top sweet. Like if this was more of a designer fragrance, it would be much sweeter. That's usually the case. They would load it down with tonka bean or vanilla or something like that and sweeten this thing up, which would probably still smell good, but I think would take away from what makes this a more special citrus fruit based fragrance, because it manages to not be super sweet. And you get this amalgamation, this just big plate full of different fruits, citruses, without anything being too acidic or too sweet. It's just beautiful. I guess for a lack of a better word to choose here, it's just a beautiful smell. Perfectly unisex. Everybody can enjoy this. It doesn't lean to either side, masculine or feminine. And not the strongest fragrance here, but again, it's a Mancera. It's not a weak fragrance. It's above average in performance, just not really a beast. Again, it's Mancera's Wild Fruits. Last, but most certainly not least, my favorite fresh fragrance from Mancera. Those that are regulars on the channel totally anticipate seeing this, even though I'm purposely not going to put it in the thumbnail. It's expected of me to talk about French Riviera, and don't worry, I shall deliver. Citruses, we've got orange, tangerine, lemon. I believe there's a little bit of ginger. The floppy white flower of Tiare. I believe there's a little hint of mimosa. They have like green elements here that I don't really get much of. I think pine, but not the kind of level that you get here. Like they have similar bottles, but Cinque Terre is loaded with pine. Here I don't even smell it. It's a slightly salted aquatic. It's not near as salty as something like that. There's like an iodine accord, but it's overall more of a freshwater smell. It's just a laid back, chill kind of fragrance. It's a little on the powdery side. It's that breezy, soft, creamy, powdery aquatic. type of smell that you don't get in a lot of fragrances, but I have come across others that kind of relate to it. This one doesn't reinvent the wheel on what a laid-back fresh fragrance can be. It's the feeling and the vibe that I get when I wear this one. This is just great for a laid-back hot day. It changes the mood. It's a day off, relaxing kind of fragrance. I'm not saying you can't wear this to work, but I don't know, you might not be as productive as you should be if you wear something like this, because it is one of those mood boosting type of fragrances. The problem with wearing this to work is it's the laid back mood. It's the laid back vibe. It's the lazy feel. Not really the most productive thing to go about your work day, right? But on your day off, on the weekends, just chilling, man, this is the best of the best for Mancera when it comes to just chilling in the warm weather. Above average performance, too. Easy 8 hours. And the more you spray, the more you get in projection, that's for sure. With French Riviera, my favorite of their freshies. Well, that was my 5. A quick 5 that, look, there's a bunch of others. People are going to be, what about Sicily? What about Lemon Line? And yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They got coconut ones. They got more tropical beachy ones, your wave musks and everything. There's others that could apply here, but I think being very specific with how I wanted to go about this topic, these suit the particular topic the best of me wanting to pick just 5. Now, if we start talking beach feel, vacation, straight up summertime, some of these are going to cross over. Really, all of these could technically cross over, but the ones that have more coconut and tropical fruits and such, those would come into play a bit more. Because trust me, Mancera is my favorite house. I have a little over 50 bottles from them at this point, and counting. The year is young. Before this year ends, I'll probably have in the realm of 60. Before next year ends, I'll probably have in the realm of 70. Before you know it, I'll have 100 damn bottles of Mancera fragrances. Because I just love Pierre Montal's work. This is not counting Montal either. This is just strictly Mancera. So thank you guys for checking out the video. I'll try to have everything linked down below in the video description, as well as through YouTube's affiliate network, places like Joma Shop and FragranceNet. So you have a few different places to check out if you want to do a little shopping. Of course, you don't have to do any shopping and watch these videos. I just appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. So make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.